Alright, their total will be $150. You don't seem to have enough money. Maybe you could get something else? So you want to get something else, or grab more money, or just leave? There's kind of a line forming behind you. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Well, I don't know. We've never been in a social situation like this before. Well, I don't know either. I'm like kind of your brain. We're kind of like one and the same. Actually, that's kind of weird. Like how does that work? Focus. How do we handle this situation?
A few moments later.
Wizzy, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Jobs. We all need them for money and stuff. I just recently got my first job a couple months ago at the city pool, which technically means I work for the city. Behold, your tax dollars at work. This little idiot. I'm a pool attendant, which means I work front desk, checking people in the pool, and also selling pool passes, concessions, and the top of the slides. That's where I look and see if the lifeguard gives me a thumbs up, and if they do, I say, "You're good," to whoever is trying to go down the slides. And it gets really interesting when the lifeguard doesn't give a thumbs up, even if the person's at the bottom of the slides, and I get to play a fun little guessing game. Anyways, getting the job was actually pretty easy. So, why do you want this job? Oh, both my brothers work here as lifeguards. You're hired! Yippee! The job is easy, pretty fun, and it also pays pretty well. The only problem is I've never worked a job before. I'm not really good at anything. Hello, I'd like to buy a membership. Right. What do I click on for that again? You click on memberships. Oh, yeah. Right. I knew that. I'm not an idiot or something. On my first day, the pool hadn't even opened yet. All we were doing was selling pool passes that day. By the way, for pool passes, you need to hand write everyone's name and random assigned number on their card. The randomly assigned number is to help you check them in, by the way. Anyways, a lady comes up for passes for her whole family, and I had to make a card for each individual person. And I struggle a lot with spelling. I have really bad handwriting, really slow at writing. I'm bad with people, and it's my first day on the job. You get the idea. It was not fun for me. I'm sorry, I'm so slow. It's my first day. For whatever reason, I'm way more anxious at front desk than I am at concessions. At concessions, someone asks for a slushie, and I give them a slushie. Successful interaction. It's almost as if I'm a functioning member of society. I'm also like this at slides, too. But at front desk, I'm sorry, I'm so slow. Yeah, not so much, and I honestly don't know why. My favorite part of the job is, well, firstly, making the welcome sign. But secondly, it's when kids recognize me from slides and they see me at concessions, and they're all like, "What? You could do more than one thing for a job? What's next? Teachers don't live at the school?" At least that's what I imagine they're thinking. Funny story from slides. It was one of my first days working slides/concessions. By the way, if you work concessions, you also have to work slides. You work concessions for like 40-something minutes, and then you work slides for like 20-something minutes. Anyways, it was one of my first days doing slides, and a larger man came up to me with a concern that he would get stuck in the tube slide. That's a thing that can happen? In hindsight, if this guy just went down like normal and didn't bring up the concern, I probably wouldn't have thought much of it. I mean, he would have had speed and momentum, and he wasn't that big, so there was some space. But now that he brought it up, I don't know anymore. I didn't know what to say because I didn't want him to go down and possibly get hurt and have me be responsible for it. But I also didn't want to be like, "You big fat fatty can't go down the same slide as the rest of us." I probably should have said something like, "If you don't feel comfortable going down the tube slide, you don't have to go down." You know, like someone who's good at customer service. But instead, I said, I don't know, better safe than sorry, I guess. Man, I am so socially awkward. I like doing little things that don't involve talking to the customers. Like, for an example, making popcorn. I don't know if it's because it's easy and it makes me feel useful, or maybe it's the smell of the fake chemical butter, or maybe it's the satisfying sound of the popping. But I really like making popcorn. That's like my favorite thing to do in the concession stand. Other than like sitting there and reading. Weird side tangent, but being fully immersed in a story at work, while a song that has the exact opposite feeling of whatever is happening in the story is playing in the background, is such a vibe. But yeah, nothing too exciting happens at work, or at least nothing too exciting has happened yet. The customers are mildly annoying at worst. Like some kid doesn't have enough money, and instead of getting something else or leaving, they just stare at you. People who ask you for everything you have and the prices, even though there's a menu right there. Kids that go down the slide anyways, even when you tell them not to. You shall not pass! Yippee! When you're at front desk and you ask someone to spell something again, and they do, but they say it like you're an actual kindergartner. B as in boy. I'm not that dumb, okay? Maybe that one's a lot less mildly annoying and more just annoying. I haven't had to deal with a true Karen yet, which is great because I have no idea how I would handle that. It is way too expensive to enter the pool. Let me talk to your manager. Anyways, having a job is great, both for the money and the new experiences. Especially for me, a broke, awkward, homeschooled, antisocial little idiot. And hey, maybe one day art and animation will be my real job. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and also if you want to see that happen. Thank you for reaching the end of this video. This is just a silly little end card I'm doing. I don't think I've ever done an end card like this before. That'd be really embarrassing if I had. Please don't tell me if I had. Or do. I don't really care. It's kind of funny how I'm making stories about work even though I've only worked there for a couple months, and also I still work there. It might not even be a couple months. Hold up. We started at like the end of the school year. Maybe it might be like 1 month or a month and a half or something. If my boss ever finds this video, I don't know if it'd be embarrassing or absolutely hilarious. Maybe a little bit of both. If you made it this far, it means you probably really like my stuff because you're listening to me talk for a little bit. So please like, subscribe, share. Sharing is good because none of my videos, my long form videos, have reached over 1,000 views, and it would be really nice if this was the one that broke that.